There's a shift building in the world of money that feels different from the usual market cycles, something that has the potential to redirect where wealth is stored, who controls it, and how it moves. If you've been watching the headlines lately, you've seen how those names, XRP, Cardano, Solana, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, have been thrust into the spotlight not just by investors or blockchain enthusiasts, but by someone wielding real political influence. That someone is President Donald Trump, who recently named these specific tokens as part of what he calls a U.S. crypto strategic reserve, a move that sent markets soaring and raised questions that span from policy to power to wealth. Be sure to watch the video all the way to the end, as we will explore how these developments are already transforming markets. Here's how that unfolded. On March 2, 2025, President Trump posted on Truth Social that his plan for a national strategic digital asset reserve would include Ripple's XRP, Solana's SOL, Cardano's ADA, and, he clarified a couple of hours later, Bitcoin and Ethereum as the core of that reserve. That announcement triggered a sharp reaction. Bitcoin and Ethereum spiked more than 10%, and tokens like XRP, Cardano, and Solana surged even more. In early January, Trump had already issued an executive order to explore the creation of a digital asset stockpile, and by March, he signed another executive order to officially establish the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve and a U.S. digital asset stockpile, funded largely by cryptocurrencies forfeited to the Treasury. So, what does this mean for the broader flow of wealth? At its core, when a political leader uses state power to endorse specific assets, it has the potential to cause large shifts in capital. Money moves where confidence is shown, especially from institutions, insiders, and the public alike. When the U.S. government names certain tokens as strategic reserves, it implies legitimacy. That legitimacy can attract institutional investment, financial products tied to retirement, and even foreign capital. In early March, the total crypto market cap increased by approximately $300 billion, primarily driven by that announcement. In August, Trump signed an executive order permitting Americans to incorporate alternative assets, such as cryptocurrency, into their 401k retirement plans. This change unlocked access to approximately $43 trillion in U.S. retirement assets. That act could redirect vast streams of long-term capital that previously had to stay in stocks or bonds, into crypto. It's a powerful catalyst for wealth transfer from traditional financial instruments into digital ones. The 5 cryptocurrencies President Trump named in his strategic reserve plan each carry a story that has captured the attention of investors and policymakers alike. Bitcoin, long regarded as the digital form of gold, has once again claimed the spotlight, its inclusion in the reserve reinforcing its reputation as the most established and trusted asset in the crypto space. Alongside it stands Ethereum, the powerhouse behind smart contracts and decentralized applications, positioned at the very core of the reserve as a symbol of blockchain's broader potential beyond simple transactions. Then there is XRP, the token created by Ripple to enable fast, low-cost cross-border payments, a choice that instantly drew headlines when Trump singled it out, hinting at its possible role in reshaping the way money moves around the globe. Solana brings its allure, with an energy-efficient and lightning-fast network that has been making waves not only among developers but also in the frenzy of meme coin launches, and now its place in the reserve adds a new layer of legitimacy. And finally, Cardano, known for its careful, research-driven approach to building a sustainable blockchain for development projects and smart contracts, saw one of the sharpest surges in value after the announcement, reflecting a surge of confidence from a market that believes this may be its moment to shine. Of course, reactions weren't purely optimistic. Critics raised alarms over transparency and possible conflicts of interest. Some noted that the selection of these tokens appeared to favor investors and firms with ties to Trump's inner circle, such as David Sachs, the so-called crypto czar, and various venture groups. Ethical questions swirled, especially since some assets in the reserve are tied to companies with direct political links, prompting calls for oversight. Moreover, skeptics warned that funneling public confidence into high-volatility assets, even if government-backed, could expose average investors to significant risk, especially if safeguards are removed. Now, back to the idea of wealth transfer. If regulators and lawmakers allow retirement accounts to hold crypto, if the government names specific tokens as strategic assets, and if policymakers champion broader adoption, the gravitational pull of institutional and individual capital toward crypto becomes even stronger. Money flows toward policy signals, especially when long-term savings are involved. What we're watching could be the early phases of one of the most dramatic reallocations of capital in generations. From traditional assets like stocks, bonds, and fiat, toward decentralized digital alternatives poised to govern future payments, contracts, and store of value. With Bitcoin and Ethereum elevated in status, public investment channels opening, and related tokens like XRP, Solana, and Cardano gaining prominence, we might be witnessing the first steps toward digital assets becoming a core pillar of national financial infrastructure. So here's what we want to know from you. If this wealth transfer does happen, which of these 5 cryptos do you think will benefit the most? Will it be the speed of Solana, the reach of XRP, the staying power of Bitcoin, the backbone of Ethereum, or the long-term vision of Cardano? Let us know in the comments below. And if you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos coming your way, and share this with someone who needs to understand what's unfolding right now in the world of money. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.